Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Dünya sıralamasında yer alan University of Surrey'de eğitimi Emma'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Emma, the stage is yours now.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Hello, welcome to today's webinar on the University of Surrey. Want to give you a great introduction to the University of Surrey, what we're about, and the kind of programs and content and student life experience you can expect if you decide to apply for either an undergraduate, master's or PhD program with us. So please post any questions you have in the question box whilst I'm talking, and then I will look to answer as many as possible while live. You can also see my email address on the screen at the moment, and the email address for the International Student Recruitment Team. And if you want to take a quick screenshot or photo of the screen, then please feel free to email me with any future questions, and I'll be more than happy to arrange virtual meetings or speak to you at a later date. So hello, and thank you very much for joining me today. So this is what we'll be covering today. Hopefully it will give you a fantastic overview of everything Surrey, and we will get started really with where the University of Surrey is located. So I appreciate that for some of you, the idea of studying in the UK is something that you are aiming for, and for others, it might be something you'd like to learn a little bit more about. If you chose to apply for a programme at the University of Surrey, we're located in the south of England. So the key numbers and distances to appreciate here are that we're just over half an hour south of central London, and we're in the middle of both London Gatwick and London Heathrow airports. So it's really simple to travel to us, mostly from Ankara or from Istanbul directly, and from other regional airports via one of the two hubs there. It's about a 4-hour flight directly to these airports, and then half an hour, 40 minutes either by train or car to the University of Surrey, located in a town called Guildford. So University of Surrey, we're a campus university, which essentially means that we are a little bit like a student village. So all of the academic facilities, student accommodation, student life, the library and learning centre, and all the wellbeing services as well. Everything is located on one of two campuses. So here you can see our Stag Hill campus. So it's a mixture of lots of academic buildings, the welfare services, and some kind of green spaces around for you to relax and socialise in. You can see the accommodation in the background, as well as the Guildford Cathedral, which is where all of our students have their graduation ceremonies. Okay. So there we go. Manor Park is the second campus of the university, and that's actually where I'm talking to you from today. So Manor Park is home predominantly to over half of our university residences, as you can see quite clearly there on the screen. It's also home to the Surrey Sports Park and next door to the Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences. So the two campuses, Stag Hill and Manor Park, probably about a 20-minute walk from each other, but there is a bus route that goes directly from the town centre to the train station, all the way through our Stag Hill campus and on to Manor Park. So it's very accessible, and you can feel part of a smaller community on your own campus, but also a part of the larger Surrey family as well. So yeah, I mentioned the two campuses there, and this just gives you a bit of an idea of what they look like, appreciating it may not be possible for all of you to come and travel and visit us before applying to study at Surrey. So the Stag Hill photos you can see there, you have a bird's eye view of the campus at the bottom, and you can see the Surrey Business School leading into the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management at the top. Then for Manor Park and the Surrey Sports Park, student accommodation and our Olympic-sized swimming pool there. And then the Guildford Town Centre on the right-hand side. So an old English market town, but with all the shops, restaurants, facilities you would hope from your local town centre. So you've got a bit of an idea of where we're located and what we look like as a campus. But do we offer the kind of programmes and the subjects that you are interested in? So we have three main faculties at the University of Surrey, and our programmes fall within each of these schools. Now, the programmes that and subject areas you'll start seeing on the screen now, they are not an exhaustive list of every programme we offer. These are the main subject areas that are covered at Surrey. So within the arts and social sciences, we have the very well-known Surrey Business School. We're highly ranked for business economics as well as English literature and creative writing. Our Guildford School of Acting is an independent conservatoire located here on campus, but does also give you a university degree as well, should you complete a programme there. For hospitality events and tourism management, we're first in the UK and 11th in the world for hospitality and leisure management. And we also have a very, very competitive music and Tom Meister programme, as well as being highly ranked in the top 10 in the UK for sociology and criminology programmes. Faculty of Engineering and Physical Sciences, we have numerous engineering programmes here at the University of Surrey, automotive and aerospace, as well as mechanical engineering, electronic and electrical, biomedical, chemical, and electronic and electrical. So they sit alongside physics and our mathematics departments and our other science programmes, as well as our very competitive computer science school. And then thirdly, we have our Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences. Now the programme and the subject areas rather that you see on the screen are those that are open to international students. So these are the programmes that we could offer you a potential place in. We are second in the UK for nutrition and food science at the moment. We offer both biological sciences and biomedical science, and we're one of the handful of universities in the UK to offer veterinary medicine at our Manor Park campus. So just to quickly focus on two particular departments that have some newer programs in that you might be interested for. I appreciate it's a lot of information on these screens at the moment, so I'll just give you an opportunity to scan through them. Primarily, the newest programs here are International Tourism Management with Transport, that's a bachelor's degree, and also our Strategic Hotel Management master's program. We have some great facilities at the university, including our own restaurant for those going into hospitality management. You have the opportunity to work on campus in our own facilities. Now, artificial intelligence is primarily a master's program, but we do have a number of bachelor's degrees that could lead you towards studying this subject area. Now, if you apply for one of our engineering programs or physics or chemistry related bachelor's degrees, that could lead you into being eligible for one of these masters. Now, we do have a unique AI master's program here, and we have two pioneering research centres that do a lot of provide a lot of content for your master's degrees and some bachelor's degrees content too. The Centre for Vision, Speech and Signal Processing and the Institute for Communication Systems. So we did have the world-renowned 5G Innovation Centre located on campus, and that centre is now looking into Future G as kind of the next landmark development in this area. So I want to give you an idea, if one of those subject areas grabs your attention, of what we would be expecting in terms of grades and qualifications in order to be eligible to study with us. So going to focus on undergraduate and postgraduate masters for this particular slide. So we do have an international foundation year, an international study centre based at the University of Surrey. But I want to inform you and reassure you that we do accept both the Lycée diploma and the Anatolian diploma, as well as a wide range of international qualifications for direct entry onto our bachelor's degrees. So please contact me directly after today's webinar if you would like to check whether you're suitable to apply directly for your preferred bachelor's degree. Now, for our master's programs, we usually ask for equivalent to a lower second or upper second UK bachelor's degree with honours. And for most of you who perhaps completed your bachelor's degree in Turkey, that would be between a 2.6 and a 2.8 out of 4 GPA in a relevant subject. And on the note of entry requirements, obviously English language is required for all UK universities when you're submitting your application. We do have the specific IELTS or UK or IGCSE and English language entry requirements on each programme page on our website. But I want to reassure you that if you are a student who perhaps struggles with one element of English, perhaps reading, perhaps writing, we do have a number of pre-sessional English programmes taking place at the university. So you can come a little earlier onto campus and you can choose to complete a pre-sessional English programme if you haven't quite met our entry requirements first time around. Now some kind of, well, say spring 2021 here, it's actually coming to winter, isn't it now? So that's the one area of the slide perhaps I need to update, but the rest of the information is up to date. Firstly, I would like to really shout about, actually, it's something we're very proud of, that we are now the University of the Year for graduate employment. Now, if you're looking to invest in a UK bachelor's degree and a UK education, something as important as this should certainly be taken into consideration. So the Times, the Sunday Times, awarded us University of the Year for graduate employment, and that is testament to the work of our careers and employability teams, down to the professional training year, the placement year, options available to all undergraduate students and to a growing number of master's students, and also to our links with industry partners, something that we're particularly proud of. We have around 2,500 industry partners globally, and our relationship with them adds to this key award. Mentioned English language evidence already. For those of you that might be interested in applying for a master's programme in January, February 2022, so for next spring, firstly, Please submit your applications before the end of December in order to be considered. In fact, I think we are potentially going to be closing our application window for February 2022 early because of the volume of applications we've already received. So definitely contact me after the end of today's webinar if that is an entry point you are interested in. For these 2 entry points, so for February, we are accepting online English language tests. If you're looking at applying for September 2022, that might be when you are looking to start a bachelor's degree, for example, then please contact me and double check and confirm that we would accept an online English language test result as your evidence here, as that may change and they may revert to being in-person tests only. That is something we've yet to confirm. Now, I already kind of shouted about and talked about how the University of Surrey is the University of the Year for graduate employment. And within that, I mentioned that one of the reasons why that was is largely due to the professional training year that we have. So this is a placement year. It's a year of graduate level work experience for the majority of our bachelor degree programs. And we do also have a growing number of master's programs that offer a placement opportunity too. And they're available at our September entry point. So the placements can be between 6 months to 12 months long. You have the support of a dedicated placement tutor, and it's a chance for you to put into practice everything you've been learning throughout your bachelor's degree or master's degree programs so far. So for a bachelor's degree student, this placement year would sit in between the second and the final year of your academic studies. For master's students, this would take place after you've completed your academic studies. As you can see, some of the names of our key industry partners that we have here at the university. Those placements, those opportunities available to you are available globally. They're not just UK-based work opportunities. And as you can see, some of them are paid and some of them are very well paid and give you a fantastic years of experience on your CV as well. So as well as our graduate award, graduate employment award, we're also first in the UK and 7th in the world for work placements and our research partnerships with employers. You may want to go and do a placement, with a set career in mind, or you may actually want to go into research and potentially consider a future career either in research or academia. And these placements give you the opportunity to gain some experience and test out what you're interested in and what you're best at in the workplace. So for our undergraduate students, a really exciting statistic actually is that 40% of all undergraduate students going onto a placement come back with a job offer. So just going to quickly go through some of our master's programs that currently offer placements. Now, these are typically within the business school. And please note that they are only available in a September intake. Okay, so one of the other factors and areas of support at the university that has contributed towards us becoming the University of the Year for graduate recruitment and employment is the level of career support that we give you. Now, this is available whether you're a UK or an international student for 3 years after you graduate. So we'll continue to offer you this support throughout the duration of a potential graduate route visa, and whilst you establish yourself in the UK employment sector, if that's something that you're interested in. So the support available could range from helping with your CV, with job applications and interview practice. We have 2 large careers fairs that take place each year, and this is where you have the opportunity to meet a lot of our employers and industry partners face to face and to network. And we do also help you find kind of either part-time employment whilst you're working or permanent employment once you're due to finish your studies with us. So there is a lot of support available here for you to kind of kickstart exploring your career options, to start networking and to ask questions of people representing some of the biggest companies around the world. So going back to, kind of life outside of academia, and focusing again on the University of Surrey itself and our campuses. You might remember the names that I mentioned earlier. Stag Hill, which is our main campus with academic facilities and support services, and Manor Park, which is home to over half our student rooms. So we have over 6,000 student rooms in total across these 3 sites. So Hazel Farm is a residential only site, but over 6,000 rooms, and over half of those are located on Manor Park, along with the sports park and veterinary school. So accommodation is guaranteed to you as an international student should you apply by the deadline and have firmly accepted your offer to study at the university by that point. For master's students, that includes paying a small tuition fee deposit. But really, I want to highlight the fact that it's guaranteed to give you that sense of security. If you are looking to travel to the UK, to be located at the university with 24/7 security, to have all of your bills included, and the option of shared or ensuite private bathroom facilities, as well as studio flats and a limited amount of couples flats. That's a massive sense of relief and provides a good sense of security when you're looking to travel across and study in the UK for between 1 to 5 years potentially. Whilst you're in university accommodation, we do have a certain amount of residential support available for you through residential warden team and the security support that I mentioned. But we have as well other areas of support designed to look after your well-being, your security and your academic success as well. So we have a one-stop shop for student support in the My Surrey Hive. Each of your faculties and your departments will have their own support structure in place, and that includes you being allocated a personal tutor. And importantly, we do have a Centre for Wellbeing located on our Stag Hill campus, and they're available to offer advice on matters of both physical, mental health, and provide support, including counselling, guidance, maybe on the management of stress or much more. So we also offer a wide range of workshops and online services, and these services, of course, are all free to use and extremely confidential. So whilst you have chosen your study, your area of study, and you've chosen your programme, you've applied for your student accommodation, and you arrive on campus really excited to get stuck into life in the UK. Now, a fantastic way to help you settle in, to lose those homesickness feelings and to meet new people from around the world. So we have, a third of our students are international, another third are from Europe, and we have over 120 different languages spoken here at the university. So to meet just a small number of the 16,000 students we have here, we would highly recommend you get involved in clubs and societies to make new friends from all of the different countries around the world. So we have around 100 different clubs and societies, 100 different societies and around 50 plus different sports clubs at the university. Now, many of those activities take place on campus or at the sports park, and some are in the local area. But you'll have the opportunity to try out lots of new activities and sports that you might be interested in before perhaps settling on 2 or 3 that will help you make brand new friends for life. So if you've got any questions and want to find out whether we do offer a club or society in an area that's really of interest to you, please ask that question at the end and I'll be able to hopefully answer that for you. Touching upon quickly the Surrey Sports Park whilst I have your attention. So the Surrey Sports Park, as you might remember, is located on our Manor Park campus. Now, this is a £36 million facility. It was an official London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic training base. It's hosted several World Cups and is home to professional rugby and basketball teams in the UK. Now, you'll have the opportunity to take full advantage of these facilities at a really reduced student membership rate. So there's something for everybody here at the Surrey Sports Park. And if you're active at all in any way or think you might like to give a new sport a go, I certainly recommend checking it out when you do arrive at the university. Now, coming to the end of this presentation today, just to kind of highlight on some key takeaways for you to think about as you do your research into all of the different university options here in the UK and England. So our record for graduate employability shouldn't be forgotten. I think for a lot of you, that will probably be the main reason that you're looking to come to the UK, is to get that UK education, to have that world-renowned education and a degree or a master's degree that will be recognised across all continents. That career support available to you for 3 years after graduation, and the assistance in applying for the graduate route visa, if that's something that you're interested in, should also be considered and remembered when you come to apply. We don't just look after you whilst you're with us studying. We want to continue to offer you support and to bring you into the alumni family, for many years to come. So hopefully that's something that strikes a chord and is something that you're particularly interested in. Okay. So going to end that slideshow now, and I'm going to head into the question and answer box. So if you'd like to take a quick photo or a screenshot of the slide now, there are some contact details there for you and links to the different social channels run by the university that you may find interest. So I'm going to go into the question box now and hopefully answer as many questions as possible for you. Can I transfer from my current university, question from Boran, with a horizontal transfer? So if you are at another university studying a bachelor's degree, for many of our programs, it is possible to transfer to a similar program if offered by the University of Surrey. Now, there are certain requirements here. It isn't something that's available to every bachelor's degree, but is available for a fair number of them. We do require you to be achieving a certain GPA in your studies to date. Okay, so what I'd ask you to do is to send me an email, and I'll put my email address again in the chat box at the end of today. But I'd ask you to send me an email if any of you in this situation with your current GPA, name of your university, the program you're currently studying, and the program at Surrey you are interested in transferring to. And I'll be able to give you an idea of whether it's something we're likely to be able to support before assisting you through the application process. So you mentioned someone else, Merv, has asked about pre-sessional process fees and durations. So the pre-sessional English courses are, well, they vary in length. So they range between 5, 8 weeks, 12 and 24 weeks is the longest. Now, to be able to apply for one of those, you do already need to have taken a UKVI IELTS test, for example, or a TOEFL test. But if you haven't quite met the entry requirements, then you'd be able to apply for a pre-sessional English course. Successful completion of that course would result in your English language condition being met, and hopefully that would result in your offer being made unconditional. So in terms of the cost, I can look to put the pre-sessional English language link into the chat box shortly. So I'll look for that now whilst I'm speaking to you. The one thing to keep in mind when you are interested in a pre-sessional English course is the date when you would take your initial English language test, such as an IELTS test. So if you think that reading, for example, in English is something you struggle with, and you're fairly certain that you're not going to meet the requirements, the entry requirements for your program, then it may be worth taking your IELTS test a little earlier than you had initially planned for, so that you have enough time to then apply for the relevant pre-sessional English test. If you're uncertain about this, please drop me an email and I can talk it through with you in more detail. But essentially, I wouldn't want you to leave taking your English language test for too long and then to miss the start dates and the application deadlines for our pre-sessional English courses. Okay, so I'm just going to put the information now into the general chat box. So hopefully that is there for Merv and for anyone else that is Merve and anyone else that is interested in applying for those. Okay, so someone has asked specifically about marketing management master's programs. We do indeed have a range of master's programs within marketing. What I'm going to do for you, for everybody actually at the moment, is to put into the chat box now links to our programs at the different levels of study. So I'll start with postgraduate programs because this is something that was asked during the webinar today. So there you go. That is the link to all of our postgraduate programs. And for our undergraduate courses, I'm just going to put that in the text box now. Okay, so hopefully you've got that information there. Now, for the person that asked whether we had specific programs on marketing, I would encourage you to look at, firstly, kind of like our economics and marketing programs, our financial technology, our fintech programs. And also, if you scroll down to I for international, you'll find a wide variety of marketing programs, including international marketing. We have intercultural business communication and marketing, and other options tied in with business management or economics as well. So hopefully there's a lot for you there to get stuck into. And again, contact me after today if you do have any further questions about that. Okay. So we have a question on partner companies that provide internships or job opportunities for students. So essentially the answer is yes. If you're looking for part-time work to support living costs whilst you're at the University of Surrey, then whilst on a student visa, you're able to work up to 20 hours a week aside around your studies. And there are many job opportunities advertised both on campus and in the local area for you to have a look at and to apply for with the support of our careers service. And now the partner companies, we have around 2,400 of these around the world. They are our industry partners, and they offer a lot of placement opportunities to students, especially during the placement year. Now, if you choose not to go on the placement year, sometimes these companies allow summer internships instead. But, you know, the professional training year is a fantastic opportunity and does make a real difference to your employability in the future. So that's certainly something I'd consider. Hopefully that answers your question, but please do come back to me if you would like to know anything else on that front. Okay, so we do have a entry requirements program, Mrs. Bakir, on your bachelor's degrees in economics, and you're studying a master's degree in management information systems. You've asked if there's a tuition discount for PhD programs. So what I'm going to do is put into the chat box information on studentships offered by the University of Surrey. So we have a wide range of funding opportunities for you to take a look at. Some are fully funded and some are partially funded opportunities and awards or grants. Now, the key thing to keep in mind here is, one, in terms of the application cycle and the process here, you will firstly at PhD level need to directly contact potential supervisors with your research proposal before even submitting your application. So you need to get that provisional yes that a member of the faculty will be able to support and guide you in your research. Once you've done that, you will be able to submit your application both for the PhD and for any studentships. Please take note of the application deadlines for studentships. And if you're not going to be sponsored and you do need to receive a studentship to allow you to complete your PhD, have a look now at when the typical application deadlines are for studentships. And maybe it's worth delaying your preferred entry point to allow you to apply for a studentship in the future. So I'm just going to put into the chat box now the link for studentships. So if that's something relevant to you, if you're interested in a PhD, please do take a look at that. After today's webinar, save the link and come back to me with any questions. Okay. We have a question regarding entry requirements, again, for master's level, and also suggestions for students who have a low GPA. Now, when it comes to a low GPA at bachelor's level, if you're looking to apply for a master's degree with us, occasionally we can still consider your application if you have quite a substantial amount of relevant work experience in the sector to support your application. If you don't have any work experience and your grades are a fair bit lower than our entry requirements, it may be that that's not the right master's program for you. But if you've got any questions and you want to be certain of that, please send me across your transcript and the program at Surrey that you're interested in, and I will kind of take a look and get back to you and let you know if your application is something that our admissions team would be able to consider. Okay. So we have a question, a two-part question here. So what are the housing options for first-year students? And also, do many students live off campus? So hopefully you remember the slide I shared on accommodation. So we have over 6,000 student rooms at the University of Surrey. Now these are split into different bands, so different categories, ranging from A to F. And they vary in price as well as offering a different standard of facilities. So these will go from smaller single bedrooms with a shared bathroom all the way up to studio flats with your own private bathroom and kitchen. And obviously the price varies dependent on which end of the scale you apply for. So we do have enough accommodation on campus for all international students to receive a room for the first year of their bachelor's degree, or for the duration of their master's, or at least the first year of a PhD. Now you can always choose to return to university accommodation and apply to remain living on campus after the first year of your studies, and many students do. However, the majority of students will then move to live with friends, especially if you're studying a bachelor's degree. They'll choose to move with friends and live in and around the campus, so in the local town, where there is a lot of student-friendly accommodation available. So financially, it is easier to live on the university campus, but as well as the private houses that you can rent in and around the local town, there are also lots of other private university halls being built around Guildford. So you still get the university accommodation feel, but it isn't on campus. It will be a short commuting distance away from your classes. Hopefully that answers your questions there. I appreciate there's quite a lot of information to give when it comes to accommodation. So we're coming up to Q2 now, so I appreciate you've given me quite a lot of your time already. Can I ask if anybody has any last minute questions, please share them now so that I can answer when they're live. They'll be included in the recording and be a great resource for other potential students to refer back to as well. So please let me know if there's anything else I can answer for you at the moment. What I will quickly do is just share the presentation again, just with some of the contact details here. And actually, let's go up to the beginning and share my email address. So if you want to take a quick photo of that screen there, you can see there that we have my email address, emma.davis, and also international@surrey.ac.uk. If I'm ever away or unavailable, then that is an email you can forward your question onto. But please always contact me. Feel free to contact me with any questions in the future. Okay, so I don't think we have any more questions in the chat. So unless someone puts their hand up straight away or has anything else to type. Has everybody got my contact details? Does anyone need me to share my email address or anything else again before we complete today? No? Okay, Zeynep, I'll hand back to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Emma. It was another great session with you, and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. University of Surrey ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Emma'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden ulaşabilirsiniz. Umarız sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Emma. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you very much. And hopefully come spring, I'll be back out in Turkey meeting everybody in person. So fingers crossed.
That would be great. See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Take care.